See, I'm on a mission to educate Indians about this hypocrisy that we're surrounded by. The entire world is full of hypocrites, and this is right from the U.S. to the Middle East, and and you look anywhere in the world, the Europeans, it is all about hypocrisy. Um, uh, I've in my book I've covered this in detail. I've mentioned that um, this is India's era. India has the youngest working population in the world in terms of the major economies, major countries, and since this is India's time to rise, the world will try different ways to corner India. Now, India, unfortunately, the geography that we're present in, we are surrounded by complete garbage. You have Pakistan on one side; they have nowhere to go. For the last 70 years, the only thing on their mind has been Kashmir, and now Bangladesh, which was progressing thanks to Sheikh Hasina, is now back to what it was pre 1971, and they don't even realize it. So the world is full of hypocrites. I mean, my mission is to educate Indians about these so-called liberal lobbies, and these liberal lobbies, and you have a lot of popular YouTubers, Instagrammers, etc., and all of them are paid heavily. Unfortunately, Indians do not realize that they get paid in dollars to spew venom about India, to spread false propaganda about India. I'll just give you a very small example of what's happened in the US. The US Vice President Vance, JD Vance, his wife is of Indian origin, and she is a practicing Hindu, and he's had to defend her being a Hindu several times. There's a guy called Vivek Ramaswamy who was trying to fight the elections, and the Americans came out and categorically said that they wouldn't elect anybody who is non-Christian, who is a non-practicing Christian. So to anybody who says that America is liberal but India is not, is a joke. In India, you've had presidents, you've had major people in major positions who've been Muslims. The Indian cricket team captain was a Muslim. And you've had other people from other communities who've represented India at the highest level. Obviously, Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister, and while I don't consider Sikhs as different from Hindus, it is just that we've had representations from so many different communities, members of different communities, right? And you will never find that anywhere else in the world. Yet you will have people preaching about liberalism, secularism. All that is rubbish. To Indians, young Indians, this is your chance to grab the opportunity of being the top nation in the world, and I mean it. I mean it. At this point in time, I may seem ridiculous, but India has the opportunity to rule the world. There was a time when India was, and I'm talking about 1,000 years ago, when India was 600, 700 years ago, till the British came and looted us. Even when the Mughals were there, we were the top economy in the world. We had 25-30% of the world's GDP, and then slowly it all got eroded, and we've never been able to recover. One thing that you would have seen over the last ever since the time of the Mongols or the Mughals coming into India is that you would have seen people at every point in time, the great kings, the likes of Chhatrapati Shivaji or Sambhaji, and the ones before that, and after that, as well as during the British era, during when Bhagat Singh and Rajguru and the revolutionaries were trying to fight for freedom, they've always been traitors, and that is something that you will find in abundance even today. So the biggest advantage that the West or the Middle East have is that the number of traitors that they have is very less, because they're very true to their religion. They are almost bound by their duty to their religion, and hence they don't wash dirty linen in public. Whereas in India, you can buy anyone. While we as a country have withstood numerous major challenges. I mean, there were forced mass conversions which happened, but yet India remained largely liberal and largely Hindu. But over a period of time, we've withstood a lot of atrocities from various quarters across the globe, be it the British or the Mughals and whatnot. But having said that, we've always had these traitors, and those traitors are in full force now. You will see certain lobbies, and these are like I said, they're paid by, let's say, the Soros Foundation or a lot of other global entities who want to see India on its knees. Now, what is happening in Bangladesh is not a coincidence. Instability in Bangladesh means possible instability in India. That is why I've always been critical of Operation Sindoor, because we had our foot on the throttle and we just took it off. We could have crushed Pakistan and we missed that opportunity. So, because we should have pushed Pakistan back by about 50 years, so that even through their begging bowls and the bailouts that they get, it would have taken them 50 years to emerge from the damage that we could have inflicted on them, right? So again, like I said, in a series of episodes, I would be talking about a lot of these lobbyists and a lot of these fake campaigns to malign India. I would request the youth of India to do a lot of reading, do a lot of research. The history that you've been taught in school is bogus, it's rubbish. And while the Congress is obviously responsible for a lot of these things, a lot of deletions, additions of the real history of India, what is the BJP doing? They haven't changed those textbooks. Yes, there will be resistance. There will be resistance when you remove chapters about people like Tipu Sultan or Aurangzeb, who oppressed and were involved in forced conversions. But yet all we see is British as the only villains. There were a lot of villains, and those villains continue to exist today. People who go abroad and talk wrong about India. Now, your job is to build this country. This is the only secular country in the world, and I mean it. I mean, if you look at you look at the freedom of speech, every religion in this country has the freedom to practice their thoughts liberally, and that is the essence of Hinduism. Unfortunately, you don't see this anywhere else in the world. Yet, the world tries to keep cornering us. Right? If somebody from the Middle East tries to lecture us, we should ask them. We should ask a simple question: can I walk around freely without a burqa in Saudi Arabia or Qatar? The answer is no. Like I said, discussed America. Can I become the president of America if I'm not a Christian? The answer is no. Same with Europe. So all this liberal lobby is bogus. There are a lot of apologists. See, unfortunately, and I'll be very categorical here, whether people like it or not, this world is about two major religions, Christianity and Islam, and these two have tried to establish their dominance over the rest. Unfortunately, while I don't believe in the concept of religion, but this is the fact, and this is something that history will tell you. And that continues, unfortunately, even in this scientific day and age. Religion continues to dominate our lives, and until this one-upmanship continues, or the quest for supremacy between these religions continues, the world is not going to change. And I don't see it happening. Maybe when AI takes over, there could be a possibility of all of these getting abolished. But unfortunately, till that time, you will see these lobbies. Now you've seen what Trump is up to. He is trying to change the global dynamic. He wants to establish US as the only power in the world. He doesn't want any hurdles. He wants to capture Greenland. He's taken oil reserves from Venezuela. Or almost taking oil reserves. That's the ultimate aim. So when all of this is happening, when India does a strike on a terrorist nation like Pakistan, the world comes and lectures us on what needs to be done, by us. And like I said, there are a lot of apologists, there are a lot of lobbyists, you have famous YouTubers. I don't want to name them here, but when you listen to them, you know that they are lying. There can be people who talk on completely against one particular thought process are liars. It's as simple as that. Anybody who's neutral is not going to lie. I believe in being neutral. It's not about the BJP or the Congress, it's about being neutral. It is not about one political view. What is right is what you need to support, not what you paid for. And that is what I'm going to expose over the next few episodes. Um, well, again, my appeal to the youth is do not fall prey to such malicious campaigns, because the idea of such campaigns is to destroy India's core in the next 15 to 20 years, because these 15 to 20 years will determine whether India rules the world again or not. And believe me, if we get through this phase unscathed, by 2050 we will be the dominant force in the world.